morning, guys. I am at the waterfront today and I have stories to share with you. I have a goal, and my goal is to use my Lee filters this morning. I have been dying to try them out some more and I haven't had much opportunity. We have had some crazy things happening here, and so this morning I am out. John is fishing, he's here, and I am hoping to find a really nice spot to get an image. What a gorgeous day. There's John, he's setting up his fishing stuff. That's about all I know about fishing. He's setting up his fishing stuff. Let's go see what he's doing.
Hello.
So what are we fishing for today?
I don't know. There's nice sized perch in here, I think. Sometimes. Nice. Catfish. The odd bass. It's a lot of carp.
Yeah.
I'll catch carp.
It's beautiful. I'm gonna try a cast. Hey, can I try?
Hold it, but don't let go of the rod.
And don't dive in. All right. So, while John does some fishing, we're gonna take a walk around. This is called Bayfront Park, and there's a pathway that goes all the way around, and so we're gonna go and see if we can find a non-fisherman spot to set up the tripod and get a long exposure of something. The one that got away. So the last few days have been somewhat crazy. I've been dying to get out and take a video, but last weekend we went camping, which is great. I brought my camera, everything, and I wanted to take a video, but we had solid rain for the entire day that we were there, and it wasn't conducive to photography. Like, it was heavy rain. So I thought, all right, I'll come back and I will do some photography here when I get back. And then we had some crazy air quality warnings, because in Northern Ontario right now there's a whole bunch of wildfires and the smoke has been blowing down to Southern Ontario where I am. So it was kind of neat looking, like the sun was like this red orb in the sky, but at the same time, it wasn't exactly great get outside weather, especially since it was also very hot. So that has passed today, and today I am out this morning. And it's a pretty good hike with all my my gear on. So what you hear across the way there is not birds, but it is a one of the official vehicles, I guess, doing wildlife control, and they have a speaker at the top with that with those bird sounds. So I'm here. Here's the thing with photography, right? Like, nothing is ever perfect. So, well, I shouldn't say that. There are times when you're out and you think, oh wow, this is the perfect situation. Basically, all that you have to do is point your camera, hit the button, and you have this amazing image. But 90% of the time, or upwards of 90% of the time, it's not like that. So I'm enjoying this spot. It is a nice little rocky outcropping into the water, and I like the way that the rocks curve, and I'm going to try and find a spot here, but it may be difficult because, well, it's not perfect. It's far from perfect, and I'm not really sure what my subject will be, but we'll see. We'll see. And these rocks are not exactly clean. There's goose poop all over them, and well, we'll see. Now, I like this. I'm going to show you. I like this tree here that is coming into the water with the leading line of like all these rocks and stuff, and that's fantastic. I would like to use that. However, I do have to be careful because I want to take a long exposure. I want to use my filters, but that would mean that these trees are going to be moving and they're going to end up being blurry. So I might have to kind of do two things, which is a faster exposure on the tree and then a long exposure for the rest. However, then it might be very difficult to blend the two because the water is actually touching the leaves, and so trying to get the leaves perfect with the long exposure water could be a very difficult masking job in Photoshop afterwards. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna take out my camera and just start pointing it in some different directions and see if this might work or if I might have to find a different spot. Now, I also have to tell you about my shirt. And I have a story about my bicycle to tell you. So this is basically, I am signed up for the month of August. My goal is, and this is crazy, but my goal is to ride on my bike 200 kilometers. Now, actually, I might even try to ride further than that. Sorry, I got distracted because it looks like there's something like a coconut in the water. Here, let me show you. I've never seen anything like that in the water. I don't know if someone has literally put a coconut in the water or if that's something else naturally occurring. It's not a rock. A rock would sink to the bottom, but sorry, I got distracted by a floating coconut. So, yeah, anyway, Toronto Sick Kids Hospital is a hospital in Toronto, and there's the Sick Kids Foundation, and their focus is on sick kids, and they're having a challenge, a great cycle challenge in August to raise money to go towards fighting kids' cancer. And that is awesome because kids really shouldn't have to deal with that kind of pain and fear in their lives when they are just starting out, and cancer is just the most awful thing. And I have a cousin who, for the first, I don't even know, like the first decade of his life, he fought cancer, and he's okay now. And so I know that we can make a difference, and so I'm riding my bike 200 kilometers in August, and I am anybody who wants to make a donation towards the cause. I have a cycling page and so on, and so I will put that link in the description if it's something that stirs you as well and you want to join me on this challenge, then I would absolutely love that. But that is what this shirt is. I'm writing to fight kids' cancer, and it's for the month of August, and hopefully my bike is going to be up for the task, because like I said, I have a story to tell you about my brand new bike. And anyway, let me get out my camera and take advantage of this absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous location, because oh, it's so beautiful. I'm so excited to be here. All right, so I remembered to bring the tripod, because that will be, there's a worm in the dirt here. I should go bring it to John. This is essential to the long exposure shot. If you don't have your tripod, your long exposure is going to be rather difficult, because I don't know about you, but I cannot hold my camera that still. First things first, I have a Lee adapter ring, and that just screws on to the front of my lens. Woo. And then I have this filter holder that will snap on to the front, and then there's like a lock so that it doesn't just snap and fall off. It's so good because it's got slots here now for my filters. So I'm thinking that I should use, well, I have this awesome polarizing filter, but I'm not sure. So polarizer, you can see, look at the water when I turn it. See the difference that it makes? So the polarizer just fits right onto the front. So it's really, really quick and convenient. I can still slide filters in behind it, and then the front just turns. So that's great. I'm gonna try that. And it's cool because the little pouch that you can put it in inside the case is also a cleaning cloth. I'm going to start with the 10 stop. So the 10 stop filter is basically just going to give me, I'm going to be able to leave the shutter open a lot longer, and then I can get smoother water with it. So let's see if we can find a spot, and then if we want to add any more filters at that point, we can do that. This is my first like test shot, I guess. F13, I have the focus on the rock in the foreground, and I have the rocks curving around towards the beautiful tree that is leaning into the water. Like I said, I may have to do a second image where the tree is, you know, a quick. So that was like 20 seconds. I may have to do a second shot where the tree is, you know, 1/250th, 1/500th of a second, and try to blend those in there because the leaves are going to be in motion. And I don't know if that is going to actually work. And I don't know if this is the best angle. So like I said, it's the first test shot and I'm gonna give it a try. It looks so pretty though, and I love this breeze. It's so nice. So now because this lens is super wide, I'm at 16 millimeters, I either have to go in a little bit or expect to crop in a little bit because I'm getting vignetting around the outside. I could change some of my settings to combat that a bit, but as long as you know it and you can plan for it, you can work with it. So I'm going to see what else I can do in terms of filters and getting creative here, and maybe a couple of different angles. So that was really fun. It was really cool to experiment with the filters today in this beautiful, beautiful weather. I have to tell you about my bike because I'm going right now to pick up my bike, and I hope that it is working and that it will take me on this 200 kilometers ride. So what happened was I had sprained my ankle, as many of you know, and so I started to ride my bicycle just as a way to keep up with exercise. And I have discovered that I absolutely love it. It is the most wonderful way to explore because you're not going as slow as you do when you're walking, but you're not also missing everything like you do in a car. And it's really fun. It's really lovely. And so I wanted to treat myself to a new bike because my bike is old and you know, when you're stopping and it's making that squeak noise, and yeah, so I love my bike, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to treat myself to a new bike. So I went online because everything was still closed with all of the lockdowns. And I shopped and shopped and shopped around, and finally I found this Zhiyun mountain bike on Amazon, and I thought, wow, this looks really good. I know Zhiyun is a good name for a bike. That's pretty much all I know about bikes, but it looked really good. It was under $500. It was had all the features that I wanted, like the easy fire shifters and all that kind of stuff. And so I bought this bike. Actually, what happened was I bought it twice. I put it in my cart, I paid for it, and then I changed my mind. I thought, no, I shouldn't spend the money, and I returned it before it even got delivered. And then a week later, I was like, no, I really want to try this bike, so I put it in my cart and it got delivered. John and I put it together, and I brought it down to the bike shop, and they did all the adjustments and stuff, and I started riding this bike. It is absolutely fantastic. I love the bike, but I noticed that as I was going, it has this knocking sound. So as I'm pedaling, like not rhythmically with the pedals, but just this random knocking sound, and I thought, that's really weird. So I brought it back to the bike shop and asked them, and they said, okay, you know, it's probably this, it's probably that. And the guys at Pyrrhix Bike Shop are amazing, and they did a whole bunch of stuff, and they said, okay, try it now. I tried it, it was still doing it. I brought it back. Basically, they're pulling their hair out because absolutely everything on this bike is perfect except for this knocking sound, and they've kind of replaced everything that it possibly could be. It's still doing it. And the last thing to try was to replace the bottom bracket. I don't even know what a bottom bracket is, but I said, okay, do it. And if it doesn't work, I may have to return this bike. And then I'm going to be in trouble because there really is kind of a shortage on bikes right now, and I need to make this ride. So as long as it's not dangerous, I'm fine with riding it, but I have to be careful. So that's where I'm going now. I'm going to Pyrrhix Bike Shop to pick up my bike, and then I have plans for us to ride places with my camera and so on. So I'm really excited. And again, if you want to support me in my 200 kilometer insane challenge in the month of August for riding for sick kids cancer. The link will be in my description and it's on my Facebook page. And thanks for coming along with me today, guys. Have a great day. Bye.